Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha's here. Butler's here. I think we lost another fish.
No, we
I
didn't.
can't confirm. Well, there's something in the back that looks like sort of a poo.
Well,
there's like a long poo in the back.
I'm going to.
Might actually be a poo.
right.
Could be a poo.
Did someone poo prank us?
There might be a poo in there.
I'm going to learn about this thing. And it's been a while.
Wait, what are we talking about?
The fish tank.
Oh, okay.
Oh, now, a
Okay.
year later.
Yeah.
Well, we wanted to get acclimated first.
I'm going to put some effort into, at lunch, I'm going to read one article about the fish tank
A day.
until I learn about
Until
it
you
enough
have maximum fish tank knowledge.
to start tweaking it to...
I'm afraid
he's
to
gonna
tweak.
kill all the fish.
I'm
No,
afraid
no.
to tweak it. What I've been learning playing Microsoft Flight Simulator is that any tweaking you do left or right, whether the aft, you're using the trim, you're doing the flaps, you're throwing the flap, like you got to be, everything is just millimeters, man.
No, but
millimeters.
This is going to be fine. I'll figure out why.
Oh,
we're
man.
getting
Yesterday, I
algae
rocketed into the Epcot ball, screaming kamikaze at the top of my lungs, which is, I think, racist. I don't think you're allowed to do that.
Let's do some weird stuff.
All right. It is Weird Job Wednesday time. Oh, I've had some people that have asked me to bring back some of the parody Weird Job Wednesday theme songs.
People want it.
That will start next week.
All right.
We got to do some video editing to do that. Pull that off. Tom wanted to do a bit. He called it Weird Job Wednesday. Dan really likes it. Tom says that's bullshit. It's another Weird Job Wednesday. What are you doing? What is your job? Are you neat? Are you tidy? Or are you a fat slob? Do you make lots of money and you sit up in your tower looking down on all the people who are working by the hour? It's a Weird Job Wednesday. You're just a big fat slob. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. You're getting fatter by the day. Oh yes, it's Weird Job Wednesday. We're rich, we're up in our tower. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. Thank you, Tom.
What? I remember when we had
Yes, we had the Big Fat Slob on the couch, and we were playing the Big Fat Slob song.
He didn't know.
And we looked away, but he knew, because here's a little known fact, Sam. If you are in a room with a Big Fat Slob, and then somebody like the DJ, the wedding DJ, says, "Hey, give it up for Big Fat Slobs across America." If you look at the Big Fat Slob, he knows you have to look away, and even if you look away, he knows. You have to look like left or right. You have to look like left or right of his body. You can't, or her body.
Right.
You can't look at them or directly away from them. If you look directly away, it's like a reverse arrow.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what happened here, because he was on the couch, and then it played, and it's like, Big Fat Slob, and then we go, whoa, and me and you, we looked at the wall, and then he was like, I know what that means.
You are well aware you're a big fat slob. You know, it's
yeah. Well, you're more aware than a little slob, because more slob area.
More surface area slob.
Yeah.
Taylor's on the line. How you doing, Taylor?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Good.
Are you a big fat slob, Taylor?
I am not a big fat slob.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
I dabble in
sorry.
slobbery now and again, my friend.
Weird Job brought to you by Streamline Florida. If you're looking to refi
Yes.
or to get a mortgage, Brian Zymel and his team can help you. Do what's best for you and your family.
I've been doing that, Tom, and everybody's yelling at me.
Get a better rate, take some money out of your house, pay off your credit cards.
Do something completely irresponsible. We don't know how much time we're going to have.
call
Refinance,
'em.
take the money out, and buy something crazy, man.
Buy a boat.
Yeah, put money down on that Tesla Plaid you've been saving for.
I like the surfboard.
Yes.
That had like the hydrofoil surfboard.
Yes.
That you could. It's powered. and
Yes.
that's awesome.
Like what's his name?
It's
Old
like-
Facebook had. He was riding it with the American flag.
No, yeah, well, Zuckerberg.
Yeah, I don't want him to do it. Don't do that, though. Don't
It's
do
like-
it. You can do that. He can't do it. He looks stupid when he did it. If you did it, you'll look cool.
Take $15K out of the equity of your house, buy one of those.
They're 22,000. I looked them up.
Okay.
Take
22,000
22,000
that's fine.
out.
You got it. You got it.
Well, you got to go extended battery. That's a $28,000
okay,
standard.
yeah, that's fine. Everybody's house is worth more. Anyway, sorry, Taylor. So what do you do?
So I own a junk removal business.
All right.
Wow, awesome.
Now, I've seen...
So you're familiar with Tom's garage.
Ayo.
All right, he gave me the hey-o. That means it didn't land well. You know what? I deserve that. I deserve that.
So...
That's my garage, too.
We've all seen, like, the dumpsters with the numbers on the side and, like, the companies, they advertise themselves on...
I only use the pink ones. That means a female-owned business, Tom.
Like,
inclusive.
I know I had one in front of my house when Secured was doing my roof. And, you know, they drop it off in your driveway, and they fill it full of garbage, and then they'll come pick it up.
Full of candy. Yeah.
So,
Yes.
so we're familiar with these. How did this start for you?
So that's actually a roll-off dumpster where you drop it off and you load it up. What I do is I, actually come to your house, take the stuff out of your house, and load it up myself. And
Wait,
then
you're a
take it away.
thief then.
All right. So you offer
A thief of disgusting garbage.
I like
okay.
this. So you do the loading, so I don't need to get in there. Like, if I had a messy garage, you would bring your dumpster and you would just start loading all the stuff out of my garage?
Yep, I just drive back up to your garage, load your stuff up, and then drive away with it.
Dude, you need this.
You do need this.
So how...
Also for a storage
He
unit.
also looked offended at you and I when we said that. He looked at like, how dare you, at both of us.
My garage is pretty good now. I've been it's
I'm
good.
gonna need to see some picture proof.
I'll show you some
2
pictures.
weeks ago
Ed.
was really good.
So you do it like you have multiple trucks, or is it just you? Do
I
you
hope
have
you
like
have one dumpster, one truck, and it's a one-job deal.
It's just, so this is my 8th week in business, so I just have the one truck. Technically, I still am the manager of a gym, so technically I'm still...
Yes,
All
this
right.
is awesome. A transitional job. Well, first of
Are
all...
you a hunk hauling junk?
No, that's a different.
I know those guys, but I'm not that guy.
Well, if he's
He's,
a man,
uh,
if
But
he
I'm
was
kind
a
of a
manager
hunk,
of a
though.
gym,
He's a slob hauling blobs. Hey, congratulations on taking the chance, man. Like, that's really cool, especially during
Thank you, I appreciate it.
During a challenging time. You know, I wish you the best, man. We'll try to help you out. So tell us.
So well, it seems like this kind of business is always going to have customers and do well because it's not very romantic. Like, for instance, like podcasts. If you want to start a podcast business, good luck, because a lot of people want to do that, or anything.
Even we want to start a podcast business.
Or like I'm trying to think of anything like a bar, or
Oh, God.
or
That
like
gives me the heebie-jeebies.
a T-shirt company,
Oh,
or like
too hard.
something that like everybody gravitates to because it's cool. Brewery, you know what I'm saying?
Stop.
Like all these things, but like hauling
I'm opening a
garbage.
food hall.
Hauling garbage out of people's houses, it's not like someone's dream job or go-to job. Therefore,
But it's so necessary.
yes, there's always an edge in the fact that you can make money doing these jobs that no other people
Yeah.
don't gravitate to or whatever. So now, what's your primary like customer? Is it someone that's cleaning out their family member's house that passed away? Is it like who is calling you to remove the
Maybe
junk?
like an old busted down shed
Is
they
it
want hauled
hoarders?
off. Or...
Yeah, is there hoarders
Yeah,
involved?
well, there is some hoarder stuff.
Yes.
I try to avoid those as much as
No.
possible because they're really, really gnarly. But primarily, it's just like older people that want to get rid of stuff, or people that just don't have a truck to haul it away. It's kind of all over the place. Real estate agents, things like that.
Gotcha. My wife has used services like this where like there'll be people that
Hunks and junk.
well there'll be people that are selling they'll sell their house and then they'll leave
Oh, yeah.
a ton of stuff in like the
You know
garage
the
or
number
like the
one
backyard.
thing? I know this because I remember odd stuff. Do you know the number one thing people leave, besides their own pets, in a home when they just abandon it? Cat condo.
No, okay. That
Number
makes-
one thing left
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
cat condo.
That's true. There are a lot of cat condos.
It's the thing that people leave because you don't want to haul it.
Yeah,
it's
it's
sort
awkward
of
to haul,
trash.
yeah.
From origin, it's sort of trash, right?
yeah.
It's scratching trash.
What is it about the hoarder mentality of like, hey, you know what will make this garbage pile better? Some animals on top of it. Like,
Well, they're
I
hoping
want-
they eat the garbage.
I
Need
want-
friends.
I
it's
want-
like putting lye in a septic tank.
I want some animals pooping on this garbage. That'll make it better. Why?
Well, you don't want to mess up your carpet. You cover it in garbage.
I know it's irrational. So, what's the going rate to call you to come load all this garbage out? Now, also, I know for a fact from watching Hoarders that the hoarders don't like you taking their garbage.
No, it's a dangerous job.
They have to see it and detach themselves emotionally from each piece of garbage. It's crazy.
You might get a cigarette butt to the eyeball.
So how does that work?
There was a pile of a 3-foot high pile of used adult dirty diapers that this woman was saving and didn't want to let go.
There's my marinating diapers.
It was the worst thing.
I'm piling up my own DNA to make my own me.
Did you leave them?
I'm making my own me out of dew.
No, we took them. We took them indeed.
We took them good. We took the hell out of them.
So
I almost puked in the street.
So
I shouldn't laugh at that. It's mental illness.
So from
God Almighty.
From the hoarder,
It is sad.
It is
from
man.
the hoarder episodes that I watch, this is how it goes. The hoarder themselves
Well, eventually they got to get outside the house in the sunshine, and after they've done that, they start crying.
they're at the point where they're facing some sort of eviction or the city's coming in. It's
We got inspection in 3 days. We got to get this mountain of diapers out of here.
the families stepped in. They've taken control. They don't have any choice anymore.
And then that calm doctor lady comes out, and she's like, you know what you've done here, and you know what you have to do. When you look at that pile of diapers, what does it make you feel? What are some of the thoughts that are going through your head? I just want to keep my goddamn diapers.
You know what? It is in what I've seen a female thing or a primarily more female thing than male, and I wonder if it has to do with females being more nurturing and being more connected to.
Well, you're more likely to care for the diapers.
So I don't know. That must play into it because it's usually
Feed the diapers, clothe the diapers.
old cat ladies that are hoarders. But anyway, so
What's the gnarliest thing you've ever seen?
Either that pile of diapers used or the mattress that was sitting right next to it that was she'd been wearing said diapers in for God who knows how long.
Well, that's your diaper mattress, you idiot.
So
yeah, that's true.
Are you walking?
So you know I'm right.
Are you walking in a scenario where the family is there, but the owner and the hoarder themselves are there, and the family's yelling at them
that's terrible. Don't have me there while you're showing some guy my diapers. At least tell me to go to the bowling alley.
Yeah.
Last week I showed up to a job that people were helping clean up the apartment, and there was this guy that was real dirty, but I thought he just worked for the apartment complex. And everyone was talking S about the guy or the people that live there, and it turned out to be the guy that lived there. We were cleaning out his stuff, and he was on the side of the house crying.
Ooh,
reveal.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh my God!
Sorry.
Spoiler alert!
They usually
I didn't know he was the guy the whole time.
They're usually on the side of the house. They're very upset. They're taking
chain
all
smoking and crying.
They're taking all their things that they have attached themselves to emotionally.
Yeah, if you take my mountain of diapers, I don't want to live anymore.
But everybody is openly talking about how disgusting their house
because
is.
they think that'll help. It's passive aggressive, right? Like you're saying it loud enough for the person to hear.
And they're cough gagging as they go in. And
they can't help that. That's a natural reaction.
Yeah, but they're doing things they don't need to do. It's like when the man in line at 7-Eleven goes, God, taking so long, and he does that. You don't need to do that.
Can't you take the hoarder, the owner, and put him in a car and drive him down the street in front of leave him the AC?
You don't make your kids watch you put the dog down, right? Come on, you take him down the street.
Why are you making them watch it?
That's why I said I'll go to the bowling alley. You guys clean up my diaper mountain. Then text me later and say it's done. I'll be upset, but at least I didn't have to witness it.
You're making everybody uncomfortable. I don't mind volunteering to help a neighbor clean his disgusting hoarder house, but I don't want to be awkward. I don't want them there crying.
I think
it makes
it's
it awkward for me.
I'm not
I don't mind picking trash up, but
I go to a therapist. She canceled today though because I don't know what's happening over there. The world's ending again. But I will say I go to a therapist and I would want her to lie to me one time to get my diaper mountain. I would want that to happen.
So what do you charge and how does it work? Do you charge per truckload?
Yeah, I've got an 18 cubic yard truck, and I just charge based on how much your stuff takes up. So full truck, 605. And then I have to charge more for certain things. Like I have to pay to recycle electronics, so I got to charge more for those. And then I have to pay to recycle anything with Freon in it, so I got to charge more for that.
Why don't you just
605 a full truck?
I mean, you charge them though, and then you just throw the stuff away, right?
There are a lot of junk removal companies that do that, but
Like Tom and I, so we're starting in our brains right now.
Oh yeah. I don't even take it to the dump because they charge you for that. I
dig a hole in somebody else's property, I bury it.
Yeah, I got a buddy in Wachula that
he's got a retention pond. I just push everything in there.
Yeah.
What?
I go out to Tavares and he digs a huge hole and we just dump it in his property.
Well, first we shoot all of his guns. Then we
shoot
dump
your
it.
trash.
Yeah. We make a 605 profit. We pay for diesel for the truck and that's it. And then
I live in Colorado, so they're like real.
You're not open.
They're really big into their recycling out here.
Oh yeah. You can't
wait
get
till
away
they
with
find
it.
out it's a myth. I was told that.
You can go to any Florida swamp and dump your garbage. It's fine.
Yeah.
No one will care.
It's awesome. That's why when there's no more water on the earth, we'll have all the metal in Florida.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of metal, like I'm sure every once in a while you get a bunch of metal and you can make more money off that, right?
No, people don't want CDs anymore.
Yeah, the only stuff that's really worth keeping generally is the copper. Like all the steel and stuff isn't really worth it, but copper and stuff is. Yeah, we do make a little extra there. And sometimes you get like really nice stuff. Like sometimes you get like really nice furniture or whatever, and you can donate it or you can try to sell it or whatever.
What have you? What's your kind of your prized possession? The nicest thing you've ever come out of? Pick and jump.
Probably just like some cool, like a cool guitar, a really cool vase. No, I don't found that much that's good yet, but I'm sure I will. It's only been
because
8
you're
weeks,
new.
You know?
Yeah, you're 8 weeks in.
Yeah.
Usually in like the extreme hoarder house,
You gotta lie
like,
a little bit to get the good stuff out of there because sometimes they know what they got.
You
gotta lead on the days their dementia's hard.
Yeah, but the any good stuff that they did have has been deteriorated through like mold and disgustingness.
There's
that,
spores everywhere.
Like it just rusted. Like all the stuff.
Rats have peed on it.
That too. Rat pee is a lot of rat pee.
My wife's childhood neighbor was a hoarder, and like it got worse.
A child hoarder? I've never heard of
that. No.
Oh.
Their dad was a hoarder, and he went to estate sales and like did bought paintings and things that he thought was worth money, and some of it was, but he hoarded all the paintings. Like all the paintings were in a room stacked. And they, through neglect and not taking care of them, they all just deteriorated to nothing, even though some of them were actually worth money. So even the things that he was right about and the things that were valuable, it just all just like because of the hoarding situation,
some of the
it all got ruined.
Some of the collections that people have, whether it's like normally
they
it's
just
like
get ruined.
Baseball cards or comic book, anything that's like perishable in any way.
Like rats will get in there, and then the bugs, and then just like moisture will ruin it all. So even the people that hoard good stuff and not adult diapers, their hoarding lends it to it gets ruined anyway. Yeah. So it's like not even worth it to begin with. It's a illness. So when you show up, do you have to like? I mean, they don't just open the house up and you take and throw away everything.
Yeah,
they
how do you start?
Yeah, I mean, and also there's like, I'm sure they're like, hey, this is garbage, or do they just tell you to clean everything out?
It depends on the job. I mean, if it's a hoarder job, then you're usually just taking everything. If it's just regular people, they just show you what to take. Take X, Y, and Z, leave the rest, and you just do it.
Gotcha. So is there good profit margins in all this? Like,
so far, yeah.
Like what?
He sounds happy. Sounds like you found the honey hole, buddy.
So okay,
I kind of did.
Because I want to find out. Like I'm interested in different businesses. So you charge $605, and do you do multiple houses? It seems like like it would take one
Be
whole
a
day.
hard,
you
hard
know,
job.
like,
Do you have a gang of dudes or a team? I should say, not a gang.
you get
Yeah,
one.
I just got one guy. But sometimes you show up and it's like, okay, I just want you to take my old couch, and that takes 15, 20 minutes to take it, drive away. So we end up doing, depending on the day, I'd say like 4 to 6 jobs a day of varying size.
Okay, that's pretty good.
That's real good.
And then besides from gas and the fees you have to pay at the dump, which is basically by weight, what do you come out like at the end of the day? You pay your helper $100 or whatever, and what kind of profit are you making?
So I could tell you, my wife told me not to tell you, but I'm going to tell you anyway.
Yeah.
What
I
is
can
it?
tell you my net and my gross for the month of July.
Okay, all right.
So this may not be impressive to you, but it's impressive to me because I was a gym manager.
No, I'm with you, man.
Oops, sorry.
You're going up, and we'll take care of that. I might have talked over it.
So gross, I made 30. Net, I made about 16, 17.
Dollars?
Wow, Tom.
That's a lot,
No.
man. I'm
Yeah.
surprised.
I'm happy for you. Yeah, that's good, man.
Dude, you made $30K. It made me 16 profit
he's working.
in 1 month.
He's working.
Yeah.
What?
In the-
Great,
in
man.
the
That's
first
awesome.
full month, yeah. Thank
What-
you. I appreciate it.
Why aren't you getting more trucks? Why the hell are you still a gym manager?
So I'm just helping the guy out, the owner of the gym. I'm just helping him transition into a new manager, and I am about to buy a second truck.
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh,
say.
you're too nice, man.
No, there's a little bit of you can feel that the wife is probably I don't know, and he's a little worried. I don't know, and he's
'cause it's
easing,
new,
he's
yeah.
easing his
Yeah.
way in.
Dude, that's exactly
Yeah,
right.
he's 8 weeks in. He don't want to step on mama's
Dude.
toes, but he wants to keep growing. I think he's doing right. He's
Dude.
doing the way
Yeah.
we would.
Yeah, we got a
new.
newborn or a
Yeah.
6-month-old, and she was real stressed about doing it. It
Yeah.
doesn't seem like a very lucrative business,
Yeah, but you're doing good,
No, and
and this way you
Yeah, I'm
can
s-
kind of have a little bit
it-
grow slowly.
It's something everybody doesn't want to do. So there is an edge in that. I mean, that's what people need to find. It's like when people, going back to the beginning, when people say they want to do something that everybody wants to do, I'm like, good luck, because
It's going to be hard. Yeah, too much competition.
It's why.
Why do you want that?
It's why betting on the NFL is the hardest thing, because everybody wants to bet on
Yep.
WNBA, bet on things that nobody watches, because that's where you find the edge. Do things that nobody else wants to do, and you will make money. So if you got a couple more trucks, how do you advertise? Is it just word of mouth? You just put your number on the side of your truck?
So we got decals on the truck, Facebook, Instagram. Dan actually followed me on Instagram. It was exciting. And then
Well, that was to
just
get. I
Google
mean,
ads.
I am the reason that you had such a lucrative
Successful.
July. Yeah, it was my follow, and it was certainly my positive attitude.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah, I
it's
knew
cool.
it.
It's cool to talk to you guys. I've been listening to you since radio days, and I've never ever met another BDM because I live in Colorado and I don't really.
Oh, they're out there.
Hey, I had a whole Colorado meetup about
Yeah.
3 years ago.
Yeah, they're out there. We got a lot of Colorado BDMs because they like the marijuana.
Dude, you may have stumbled across something, a really good business right now.
I want to invest.
You know what makes hoarding worse? Telling people not to leave their house.
That's true.
It doesn't make it
And
better.
they just get Amazon packages
Yeah,
to their
yeah,
house.
Stop blowing up the guy's spot.
Because maybe before they got out of their house a couple times, but now
We're all hoarders now.
now that the pandemic probably turned a lot of people into hoarders. Like they were maybe on the edge, because there's a lot of semi-hoarders. Hoarders have a spectrum too. We just see
They do.
We see the doo-doo in the toilets, and then in the TV shows, and that's the worst.
Well, that's like making the NBA, right?
I mean, that's the extreme.
Well, it's
but
like the worst version of making the NBA.
I'm a version of a hoarder in the fact that I got.
Dude, we all are.
You know,
We all are.
Everybody's got extra stuff that they don't need in their house and in their garage and in their a shed and stuff.
Look at
They
my
just-
night. If you look at my night table next to it looks like Whitney Houston's bathroom. It's like there's cans everywhere.
And you just accumulate stuff. This is America. We just buy stuff, and we never save
Capitalist
anything.
society,
And we're too lazy to take it to Goodwill or the dump, and then it just piles up. And then one time we get fed up, and then we call Taylor, and then he brings it for $600. He takes it all out. We're like, yeah, it was worth
and then
it.
we start over again. So we'll see you again, Taylor, in another couple of years.
Yeah, there's a lot of like, I show up and take your furniture away, and you're like, oh, thank God, man, I can go buy more furniture.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what-
It's literally like tires. You know, you're going to need another set at some point.
Also, no one understands or knows like the schedule of big item pickup that their county has, and no one,
Oh
you know,
my
so,
God. I don't even know trash days. I don't know nothing. I don't know watering days.
and most people don't want to mess with it, so and like no one has a truck, and they don't want to borrow the friend's truck, so it's just like $600. I'm gonna bring all this stuff out of like it's cheaper than and not worth the time. So it's a good business to have. What's the worst part about it? Is just the manual labor of carrying junk all day?
It's like a good problem to have, but like being so GD busy and the manual labor, like and it doesn't stop. Like I'm booked out for like almost 2 weeks, and I've worked pretty much every day this month. So, but I'm not complaining if I'm making that money.
No,
Yeah,
do not
yeah.
complain and
Dude.
enjoy your time and your money and your newborn, man. That's awesome.
Can it get to the point where you just have a crew of people and you just manage it?
That's what I'm hoping. Either that or just build it up and sell it.
Although it's got to be hard to find employees, like from all the jobs that require manual labor, and like I saw a guy putting on my gutters, and he got an assistant, and everybody has the same story. Everybody that has an assistant is like, man, I've gone through a million assistants. No, but it's
Get me a coffee while I put on these gutters, assistant.
no, they're
It's not that type of
well,
assistant.
they just assist in the manual labor.
I'm
It's like
joking.
usually like
Handing them the
landscaper,
tools.
or like they do.
It's like the guy that put in our carpet just had his buddy that was on pain pills come in to help him
Yeah,
pick
yeah.
carpet.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a pain pill assistant.
Pain pill
and-
buddy.
Wait,
yeah.
is Butler your...
Yes,
Yeah,
Okay.
except he's...
He works for drugs, and that's why he shows up to work. Because if he doesn't get his
Okay.
poison,
Are we
he'll
talking
start
openly
freaking
about
out.
that now?
Yes. So it's hard as hell to find assistants to do manual labor. Have you found that?
So far, not yet. But I see like the other the guys at the dump, and they always have like crackies working for them.
Well, that's because
And
they pay them
it-
terribly, and they pay them cash at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
those
pay my
guys-
dudes good, so I've got good guys so
Right.
far.
Yeah, but it's more fun to
kinda the
screw.
key to
You
the
can't
whole
screw
thing.
around with the guys you pay good, but you can slap a cracky in his face.
Yeah.
Flick his ears and stuff.
And it's a little
He's tweaking
exciting
crazy.
when you're sitting in the truck waiting for the cracky to come. You're like, he's never going to show up.
yeah.
And then when he
Yeah.
turns the
You're
corner, you're like,
surprised.
he's there! He got
It's a
it!
win.
One more day!
Yeah.
And then you're like, he'll be dead tomorrow, though.
Oh.
because, you're
Well,
like-
he'll show up because he might find some OxyContin in some old lady's closet.
But then he'll work like he's never worked before.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, then you're like, God
Yeah,
damn,
yeah.
this guy ate his Wheaties. Look at him go.
Yeah. For 2 hours, then he gets
Yeah,
tired.
then he gets real tired.
Yeah.
Well, then he just walks off. He wanders into the woods.
Well, Taylor, you already told us what you made in July, and it's pretty
we
damn good.
Hope you didn't get in trouble with your wife.
No,
whatever.
She'll never listen.
that's-
Also,
Oh no, she's gonna listen.
Well, that's on you, buddy.
Yeah,
I know.
I don't want her mad at me.
dude, let's start a BDM junk
No,
hauling.
this is his thing. Why are you? No,
Well,
you're
he's in
He's in
Colorado.
Colorado.
We're
He's
in
not coming down
We're
Florida.
Oh,
taking
okay,
the
I
Florida
forgot about that.
base
Dude,
here.
we've got more
What do we call
hoarders per capita than any other state, I think.
Well, I mean, we'd start with our own homes and then branch out to
Dude,
other.
I will say, like, if there's a listener out there that's like struggling, do it. You'll make money. You can do it.
You can do
That's
it.
very motivating. Yeah, it's good. It was authentic. You know, it's like you could do it.
Dude, we
man.
just
Come
need
on.
a dump truck.
We got that.
Wait,
Freddie's
I
got
want to
one of
get the
those.
truck that he has because I want to follow his blueprint.
Yeah.
Like,
What
he's
kind of
doing
truck
it
you
right.
got?
I got a Mitsubishi Fuso FE180 dump
Fuso.
truck.
Can I?
Mitsubishi
Yeah,
Fuso.
I don't know. That's just what.
No, I want a Mitsubishi Fuso.
Can I just use like a broke down Honda Accord
Wait a
with
minute.
with a dump trailer?
We have the
that's
grip truck.
with it burned in?
We have the grift truck. We can do small.
Oh,
what if
we
we do
need a
little
trailer.
people hoarders?
Hold on, we'll get a trailer. I could borrow a trailer from BDM, and then we'll use Samantha's grift truck.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then
We can't carry a lot of stuff, but he says once
Yeah.
you get there, normally they just want you to take a dining room table or something.
we can get one of our cracky listeners and Butler to go out there, and
Yeah,
then
Butler will be the enforcer. He'll keep you straight.
he'll just tell point at the garbage, tell him to
Put
load
the
it up.
garbage, load it up, Cracky, and then he gets in there and drives off.
Is that the going rate around $600? How'd you come up with that?
So like the big ones, like I'm sure you've seen like the 1-800-GOT-JUNK probably, and the Junk King. They charge about that, but their truck is smaller. So yeah, around that, unless you're a really cheap hauler, and there are really cheap haulers out there, but they, like you say, they show up with a Civic and a trailer, and they're crackies. And those businesses don't last very long.
Are we allowed to say crackies? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you're good. I just,
No, it's cracky is anybody who likes
Crack.
and addicted to drugs. Not even crack.
Oh, no, it's
It could be
like
any-
Kleenex at this point.
It could be opioids. It could be anything. You know.
I thought there's like junkies.
Butler's a cracky, a weed.
Yeah, he's a weed cracky.
Weed cracky.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
is.
yeah. I'm an Adderall cracky.
We're all a little bit of a crack.
Yeah.
And I'm gay.
So, all right, Taylor. Thanks for being so candid with us. Congratulations on your new business.
Congrats on the baby. Sorry about getting in trouble with your wife. And we'll talk.
That's good money, bud.
That's good money, bud. Yeah.
That's good money, bud.
You heard it from Uncle Tommy. That's a good monkey, bud.
All right, get out of here.
That's a good money, bud. That's coming from your Uncle Tommy. Oh, you're growing like a weed. Oh, what have you been doing? Oh, you had a
Eating
good
your
summer?
vegetables?
That's some good money, bud.
I've got allergies, so.
Oh, no, I know what that
You
means.
said you don't
Great.
have allergies.
I know, but I do because.
Wait a minute, hold on.
He took
You
a,
have allergies.
he took
Butler
a
has
rapid. He
a
took a rapid.
okay.
Yeah, I took an at-home Crohn test. That was negative.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I took an at-home marijuana test. Oh, man, I do.
Did you fail?
I failed bad.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I mixed them up.
Yeah. And then anytime I have that, it's like I can't talk because my nose is like.
You talk through your nose. A lot of people don't know that your nostrils
Your nose
open.
clogged over there?
It's not
Go
clogged.
Go blow your nose.
No, it's not. It's not clogged. It's just like.
Hard to taste your words.
No. That's fine.
What is it? What's going on with your nose?
Something's like it's like allergies, so I
Do
constantly
you want
have
an allergy? I have an allergy
like-
pill. You
no.
have post-nasal drip.
It's something like that. Yeah.
Oh, you got a runny nose.
Yeah. It's like that. But it's not corona.
You're bright red, and I'm shooting you right now with a thermal thermometer. It says 109.
Have you taken any allergy meds?
I know because I don't have that.
I have some on my desk.
I took a what is it called? Sudafed.
Oh, Sudafed. That's
Oh, you're gonna fall asleep.
yeah. No,
any
that
second.
that amps you up, right? Isn't
Well, it
Sudafed?
depends what you mix it with.
Sudafed's what you use to make meth, right?
You can, yes.
You need a lot of it though. Yeah, I already took my meth.
Can we
too,
make a
so-
little bit of meth? Like if I bought Sudafed at Walmart, the one that's
It's
locked
such a
up.
process. You don't want to make just a little bit.
Can you make your own just for fun? For
Absolutely.
yourself? And it's not illegal, right?
I've got.
It is illegal.
Why? You can make your
It's an
own
illegal
wine.
substance.
You can make your own wine.
Yeah. I have amphetamine salts. 10 milligrams.
Give me that.
No. I need it.
Are we powering through?
Real
I can go
bad.
to voicemails.
Might
we can
as
do
well,
it.
right?
Yeah.
We got 8
yeah,
minutes.
Yeah, let's do it. That was interesting. I'm glad that he has such a fun little job going, man. And he's going to transition to something a little bit better.
Dude, if you
That's exciting.
If you find that that job that that's nobody else wants to do, it's going to make you money. I mean, and especially like now where everybody's inside their house so much that anything to do with the house is valuable at this point. Everybody who has an industry that has anything to do with your home is making money right now. It makes sense.
Yeah, but unfortunately, you can't get any of the stuff. Like
No, well,
all
it's
the
backed
stuff
up,
that,
yeah.
all the stuff that we want for our house is like completely backed up. I mean, like there's some stuff
Well,
I
yeah.
need to do to our home right now where even the parts they need to repair it are going to be.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the demand is so high, it's like it flooded the market.
Let's try this one.
Tom and Dan, I was sitting there thinking, like, Dan, you've been watching Big City Greens with your child. I have 3 kids, one on the way, and I think it's actually hilarious, the ending song where it's like, I got sweat my, it's like, I got sweat my, go down a tree and whatever. Anyway, I think it'd be a good idea if you made a parody of it, like.
Nobody would know what it is. It's a children's cartoon song. But
that guy would know. That's all that matters.
Yeah, the idea is good, and the show's good. Big City Greens, you watch that? It's funny.
No.
It's a good cartoon.
Again, not a big fan of cartoons.
Well, I mean, I watch it with my kid. It's not like I'm not sitting down to watch it. But if she's watching it, I don't mind sitting there and watching it with her.
My boys, for whatever reason, they get stuck on one cartoon. Like now, it's that new Mickey Mouse on Disney Plus. Like
where they go on adventures with Funny.
Yeah, but it's like more. It's not like so childish. It's
it's like the next step up.
It's good. They find it funny. They push the limits a little bit. It's like, and so they've been just going. That's their go-to. They never go around and like try other things and like even look. Yeah, I don't know. Like they have infinite choices and they don't care to look. They just go to their go-to, which is my personality too.
Yeah, I was gonna say. You have the same thing for lunch every day.
Yeah.
But wait a minute, are they offered anything? Like if they're watching this on streaming service, are there any small commercial breaks at all, or no? Because where it works sometimes with Maisie, where I could see where your kids don't, because we use a lot of live TV. There will be commercials for new shows, and that's usually how it works. It's
not
like the new
Disney Plus.
The new commercial will come up for like the new one she wants to watch now is called The Owl House. That's about witches, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah, and she was like, "Oh, that looks good." It's about like a young girl that comes to live with a main witch, and then that witch teaches her to be a witch, right? I'm like, all right, that looks pretty cool. I was like, have you seen that? She's like, no, I just saw the commercial for it. So I didn't know if maybe because you're a future house. See, we're old school. We're old people in this house. We got old TV. You got to go turn it on. There's no
bunny
remotes.
Ears.
Yeah, bunny ears. And we get commercials still. If you don't get commercials, you may be saving your boys the myriad of choices. Maybe it's better that way.
Are you are watching digital live TV or still cable live? Like because the guy
I have a box that records my shows, so I guess that's digital. It is digital cable, but like we still have you hit the button for the guide, you go to the channel.
Okay,
yeah.
So
she still does that.
So your commercial breaks are long because I know when like if you watch Hulu live, they do minute and minute and a half commercial breaks.
Well, these are kid channels, so they're still smaller, but I'd say like maybe longest will be 3 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
So it's still pretty long.
Yeah, they don't run across commercals.
Yeah, I wonder if that has something to do with it. Because she will see and I've seen her be influenced by commercials, whether it be not only shows but products. I've seen like a new like commercial for some sort of putty come on, and she'd be like, "Oh, that looks like fun," like I see where it works.
Yeah,
and the stuff still works.
That's true. If your kids don't ever see commercials, that's why when you ask them what they want for their birthday, they have no idea because they don't see any marketing for
which is great.
Toys.
Well, it's great. That's not a bad thing.
But it's frustrating for Tom because he wants the ideas.
Yeah, I mean, they see the commercials like on YouTube and stuff like at the beginning, but it's never really toys.
And you can skip it too. Like Maisie knows how to skip them on YouTube. She doesn't know how to skip them on TV, and it frustrates her. But she likes TV.
Well, you can skip it on TV.
What now?
You can't skip the.
No. I know you can't. But I'm saying like on certain things, if you're streaming, you know, like
you can fast forward.
You can fast forward. Or you can jump if you're watching a replay. It frustrates her. She gets really mad about it, but she does like TV because TV is the only thing that we've given her kind of like, that's your independence. There's your free reign. If you want to watch TV, you can watch TV, but you're staying off the pad. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what's right. It's all wrong. Everything I do is wrong, but at least it's TV and not that goddamn YouTube is bad, man. It bothers me.
We say that, but we just could be old men saying that.
Well, I feel like I feel like when there are, maybe this is inaccurate, but in my studies, it feels as if when there are times when Andrea and I, she's given the pad and we're not there and we're not watching the TV and she's on that iPad maybe longer than normal, let's say around Christmas time or let's say when there's extra vacation time, feels like her behavior just goes haywire crazy. But when I limit it and I can structure the iPad to Wednesdays and Saturdays, kind of like your idea that you gave us, that seems to dial in the behavior better. It just seems to work better for some reason. I don't know why.
Is that they want it too much? Like I'm hesitant
They're
to get
crackies for it.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
are. That's
It's like-
why it makes me suspect, because
Anything you want too much
There it
is you're like is suspicious of.
There
You're
it
like,
is.
why do you like it so much?
Thank you. Perfectly said. That's exactly how I feel.
You'll do anything for it. Anything.
It feels that way, does it not? Like there are
Yeah.
times when there are meltdowns about it, and I'm like, this looks like what someone who's addicted to like a medication would act like if they couldn't get it anymore.
Yeah. It's so good to them that I'm suspicious of it.
Yes.
Because I'm like, it doesn't seem like it should be that good, you know. Meanwhile, like that Disney cartoon with Mickey Mouse, like they spent 100 times more producing one episode than this kid playing Minecraft did.
Right.
And it's like you would like the Minecraft video 100 times more than, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's weird.
Yeah.
You like this amateur Minecraft video 100 times more than the billion-dollar corporation that produced this super expensive cartoon for you that's well-written, and, like, you know, that's weird.
It is. But she'll watch it.
They like it way more.
I think, and this is just, you know, I'm just thinking it out, like, with the YouTube, with the kids, it's almost like a reflection of them. Like, I could do this kind of thing. You know what I mean? And maybe I think it's more of a personal connection that way.
It could be.
Instead of the cartoon.
Although they'll watch games they don't even have and games that they'll never even ask for, which is weird too. So they'll watch a game and then not even be like, hey, can you get me this for Christmas? You know, you would think that they'd watch a game and be like,
right.
I want to do this, like I'm watching, but it's not even about that.
Right.
They just like watching this kid play a game, not even wanting to get the game after or play it themselves. Like, they'll never even ask us for it or like express interest in playing this.
Yeah.
You know, the Minecraft thing is
but
one thing.
they've almost made those kids are like kid celebrities.
Oh, they
right?
are
And
influencers,
we,
sure, yeah.
as a society, have idolized celebrities. Like, we've done that. So that's kind of what's happening.
Yeah, like
they like the kid more than the storyline of a cartoon.
Yeah, and the only thing I can equate it to, because I have to find something that I wouldn't want to do in real life. So like, I really enjoy, as of late, watching hockey a lot, but I have no interest whatsoever of skating and or playing hockey at all.
Right.
I'm trying to find an older version of,
for sure,
because like I'm trying to
any
think
kind of sports you watch or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I love watching UFC. I'm not gonna try and get punched in the face by somebody that's
Right,
professional.
right.
Like,
No, it's
Yeah.
true. You would just think that if you're watching a video game, part of it would be, like Samantha said, that you could therefore play it yourself one day, and that would be part of the experience. Like, I would like to play this video game. I'm watching this kid watch, and it doesn't seem like that is even plays into it. It's just like they want to watch someone play a video game, and that's entertaining to them, which is fine.
Yeah,
it's really entertaining to them.
Here's another thing that kind of happens too. Like, I'm teaching myself some certain songs on guitar, and I'll find a tutorial of somebody that can play it and play it really well, and they'll teach me how to play it, but I'm not quite ready to play it yet. So I'll watch the tutorial of them playing it. I'm not quite ready yet, but I still get enjoyment out of watching them walk through the steps. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I've been kind of doing that, so I could see them doing that with games.
But that is another reason that I would accept, as far as like you trying to learn.
Right.
But that doesn't play into it either,
I
because
gotcha.
they're watching Minecraft. They're watching the computer version that's not even the same as their Switch version.
Yeah.
So they can't even do any of the
all
things.
the mods and things.
All the mods they can't even do on the thing, which I've brought up, and I've said, like, why don't you watch the Switch? I'm sure there's kids playing the Switch version on YouTube, but they like watching all the mods that they can't even do to begin with. So it's like, you're not even learning how to do anything. So I'm like, that takes out of it. So then what? The enjoyment is literally just watching a kid play a video game.
yeah.
Well, then
And
it's,
nothing
then
else
it's
I
their
can-
version of Below Deck.
Yeah.
It's just trash,
like,
and that's
it's just-
fine.
yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you need that.
It's just candy. But
Yeah.
but then it's like, too much candy is rot your teeth out.
Right,
Is
right.
that doing that to your brain? I don't. But then there's.
Time will tell.
It seems like beer's like Beer's like what's up? Budweiser.
Sports. They're important for you and for me. Some would say that sport and competition are woven into the fabric of America and to the people that live in this fine country. This is Nerd Jock. That's my new.
What about the nerds? You only talked about sports.
No. Yeah. Well, we'll get to that part.
Okay.
Here's
You didn't like my intro. I did a cold.
well,
I went in cold.
I feel like we need to explain this.
No. Don't explain it. They'll like it better. Trust me.
No, I know they will, but
This is a corporate time with Tom and Dan.
yeah. I don't know what
They know
They
that.
know that.
They know that. See, I'm going on all the stuff Tom tells me. He's like, they all know that stuff. All the stuff
Yeah.
that I say, he's like, they already know that stuff.
Yeah, there's actually isn't Dan Stone saying?
Yes.
I've never
Probably, yeah.
I've never listened to the show before.
No,
I have
who
idea.
listens to this?
I don't even know where you would find this
I think
unless you download it as a podcast.
like Dan Stone says, and then there's an intro
There's
and
like some
there's
music.
a whole thing.
Yeah.
There's an
There's
elevator.
a guy. Did you know there's a guy that works there that puts this on the radio for us?
I
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
It's crazy. I think his name is Harvey. Shout out to Harvey.
So EJ informed us last week that he's going on vacation and that he wouldn't be able to do Nerd Jock this week. So there's a reason why in radio that every single at the end of the year everybody's got an insane amount of vacation days, because like for the most
it's an
part,
easy job.
Well, no, but like people don't want to take off, especially like hosts, because they're terrified of someone doing a better job than they are. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because they'll get guest hosts and live radio. This is the thing.
Well, until
like,
you get to a point where you don't care anymore, and
If
then
you-
you're
yeah.
already coming in for a landing, so it doesn't matter.
Well, I'm saying if that's at the end of your career, if
Yes.
you've already established it. But the beginning of your career, like everybody's paranoid of losing their job because they're
And
like,
rightfully so.
yeah, they're like, what if the guy they get to guest host, the
Yeah.
audience
What
likes
if,
him better? or he
What
gets-
if Billy the weather guy is a better host than
Yeah.
me, Harvey the host?
and then the ratings go up, and then the management's like, oh, we'll just
By
have
the
the other
way,
guy do
this
it.
couldn't happen because ratings don't go up in a matter of 7 days.
Right.
Like there'd be no way of knowing that. But anyway,
Yeah.
you do
You know,
get
they
paranoid,
say
or they
it.
want you to be paranoid enough to think this.
So instead of just not doing Nerd Jock, I figured,
Which was a very good option.
yeah.
I voted for that option. I said, let's just skip it.
Here's-
It's kind of like a vitamin you miss. You
Yeah.
just skip it.
It's fine.
It's a way for us to talk about nerd stuff and jock stuff. In any
We find our ways.
It's one step below radio trivia.
Yeah. Which
It's-
Drew hit me up again. He wants to do
I
ACT
know
trivia again.
he does.
So
You have to space it out. I almost feel like it's taking a trip to like Texas Day, Brazil. You do that once a year. You don't go multiple weeks.
we're gonna test some a new possible host of
Yes.
Nerd Jock.
You
Okay.
ready?
This goes better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right.
Let's do it.
Nerd.
All right, and we're in. There
Right.
it is.
So today we have Krystine. How you doing, Krystine?
Doing great. How you guys doing?
Good. You sound like you're talking from inside a water jug.
Well, she is.
Which is still
Better.
is better than hearing EJ's voice in his office. So, Krystine, why were you willing to try out Nerd Jock today?
Honestly, because I think the entire Twitch chat thinks that a girl can do it better. So let's try it.
All right.
I agree.
Also, all of his nerd stories were always wrong.
Yeah. And a
Yeah, a
sports
lot,
story.
Yeah.
of, lot of misinformation.
So far, what I'm hearing is why would she want to throw her hat into the ring? Well, heaps of misinformation and a poor job.
And she looks better.
We knew
I
she
mean,
looked better.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
eyebrows.
Anything looks better than EJ.
One of EJ's sports stories were a fake internet
More than
video.
one.
Multiple times.
Anyway, so Krystine, what do you want to start with today?
Let's start with Jock.
All right,
right.
Jock it is. You have the floor, milady.
All right, we'll start with Dan's new favorite NHL and a bit of Tom's favorite gambling with NHL's Evander Kane of the San Jose Sharks. He's been accused of gambling on and tanking his own games by his future ex-wife.
Yeah, I
Ooh.
She
saw
actually
this.
posted a story on Instagram asking the commissioner how the NHL lets a compulsive gambling addict still play when he's obviously throwing games with bookies to win money.
Yeah,
Wow.
so she launched
She's
that
throwing some
bar.
shade.
Yeah, she threw shade hard, and then obviously he does what any guy kind of caught in the act would do. He's like, "There's no way, this is a crazy bitch." You know, he did that thing.
Yeah. Now
It's a good story. Well, it's not a good story. You know what I mean. By that.
So, what's interesting about this is you could definitely get away with it by using like illegal bookies or like some offshore stuff. The internet's opened up a lot of different ways to gamble. The problem is you couldn't really get down unless as much money to be worth it for your career or imprisonment or whatever. I think you can go to jail for doing this, right?
I think so. But we've kicked this around before, and normally they have. It's like they've almost prepared for people to do this sort of thing, right? They're keeping an eye on these sort of things.
Well, it's like they set limits. So it's like unless you have an account, you can't bet like $100,000 unless you have a relationship with a casino.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't get down
it's
some
just like
massive
buying a
amount.
Ferrari. You can't just walk in there and buy one.
Yeah,
you
off credit. Because so it's and then when you're talking about that kind of money, then if you're doing it legally, you got to have your full name and social security number. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like with the casinos, if you're talking about huge amounts of money.
Krystine, is this something they're investigating? Like what is the update as of the he said, she said?
Yep. So they are doing an investigation and they are expediting it to have it be done by September. The issue is that while he denies it, he actually claimed about $26.8 million in debt liabilities in January. He's being sued for $15 million due to fraud. And he was sued recently, a few years ago, actually, for $500,000 in gambling debt from Las Vegas.
Well, that's not a good look.
So so even if he's, let's say it, I mean, if you really want this story, from my perspective, to be white hot and old lady got one good on him, let's say he's cleaned his act up. He doesn't do any of that stuff. And she's just like, well, they know where there's smoke, there's fire. I'm just going to launch this little bomb and peace out since we're. Oh, my God,
so
it's good.
What's interesting about this is I don't know enough about hockey to understand like how you would like point shave or affects the game.
It's stressful enough for me to watch it.
For instance, like in basketball, it's easy enough to point shave because all you have to do is miss some free throws that you normally hit, miss a couple threes that are wide open. You know what I'm saying? Like you can manipulate the game and points by little amounts throughout the game that affects it at the end.
There's got to be ways in hockey too.
But with hockey, it's like, all right, it's hard. It's not like you're going to 100% make a shot and then bank it off the, you know what I'm saying? Like in basketball, you're taking so many shots and there's so many points to shave off. Hockey, it's like 3-2, you hard to point shave a goal. You see what I'm saying?
Right, but you could, I guess the difference in that, since you're not going to have exact things that you can relate to. I mean, it'd be like being out of position, skating a little slower, stuff like that. Checking the person incorrectly, not being as eager to. Yeah, but can you do it that way?
You may be able to, but the problem is you couldn't for sure guarantee that would have enough effect on a game to then bet the opposite. See what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So, like, there's lots of players and stuff that have bet on themselves to win because that's not considered bad because everybody wants to win.
That's the whole thing. You should be allowed to do that.
But as soon as you start betting on the opponent, that means, okay, well, you could lose and you could definitely, like, you can't guarantee yourself a win, but you can, in certain instances, depending on position, affect the game and lose. Kickers could do this, for instance.
Right, right.
Goalies in hockey could do this, but I'm not sure how a player could because because then it's like, all right, could you fall down during a break? But that doesn't necessarily mean because the player still has to get through the goalie, and so it's like, are you going to bet an insane amount of money and risk your career? And then what are you going to do during the game that's going to ensure your win?
You can't.
Almost impossible. So I think this sounds like this guy's ex-wife is just saying this so that...
They're not even divorced yet.
Okay, yeah. But what I'm saying, this sounds like she's just yelling out. He's gambling. He's affecting, he's probably drunkenly talked to his friends about this.
It's like what your wife does when you're leaving Dave and Buster's and you're being angry, at her. She's like, he's drunk, everyone. Do you see this? Do you see what I live with? He's drunk.
Or screaming, he hit me, or something.
Oh, my God. Well, that's a whole different animal. Now you ratcheted it up then.
Well, I'm saying that there's been people that
I was trying to put myself in the scenario. I didn't want the hitting.
Anyway, this is an awesome story, though.
Yeah.
And
well done.
First story, already better.
First story, you could end there.
Yeah, you could, really.
It'd be
That's
like,
a good
hey,
thing.
a little sports minute with Krystine.
And if you look how in the past, because there have been players that have done this before, but like I said, mainly in basketball, and there's been like the urban legend of other players in other sports, and the argument always comes down to, besides from like NFL quarterback, which why would they ever do that? And then kickers, and then they were talking about kickers too. Like, could kickers possibly get like paid off to lose games and stuff? And there's not really another sport besides basketball that really you could have that much effect
It's
on
the
to,
only one
to
I've
get
heard
away
of it,
with
yeah.
it. Anyway. So,
Next story. What else you got, Krystine?
All right. So in EJ Forum, Samantha, did you get the link that I sent you?
I did. Yeah, I got that. You want me to load up the video?
Yeah, let's go ahead and load it.
All right.
So in Poland, we have our MMA fighter named Kung Fu Panda decided to go up against a 3v1.
okay, so he's going against 3 other opponents.
Yes, he is.
Now,
there he is.
I've seen.
You want me to start this from the beginning? It loaded. It loaded.
Nope, you can start it right there.
All right.
You can only imagine what happens.
Okay.
All right.
Here we go.
Kung Fu Panda.
So,
to make sure
just before we start this is same rules as any other UFC fight. Like, everybody can do all the same things. It's just they can all gang up on this one dude.
Yep, in Poland, they tend to have some weird matches. There was one last year featuring a MMA fighter named Disco Polo Star, and he actually fought an influencer little person.
All right.
Wait a minute, Poland's got it right.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let's watch Kung
Poland-
Fu Panda versus 3 Walker 3.
You're not helping
versus
your
one
rep-
elite MMA fighter, Shadzi Nadzai.
Nie wiem, kto
I
wygra,
lecimy.
ale na
So
pewno
these 3 guys.
długo to nie potrwa.
No nie, zdecydowanie długo to nie potrwa.
Okay, all right. They just now they're all just punching him.
W jakikolwiek sposób Kung Fu Panda wyszedł z tego, bo
The
tutaj
one
już
guy's holding him and the other.
Przerwanie tego pojedynku.
Well,
That
Oh my
was
God.
stupid.
Go well.
Yeah, of course.
That was great. Kung Fu Panda got killed.
Yeah, of course. Like, and they had a strategy. I'm gonna hold him down.
One, hold him down.
And,
And the other one monkey
just
whip his
monkey-
nose
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
So this is stupid.
I'm a massive fan of the monkey whip.
And you know you see the internet video where it's like guy outside of bar takes on 5 frat boys, beats them all. But those 5 frat boys not only are blacked out drunk, but they're also stumbling at him at different times.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
all he's doing is one punch knocking each of them out. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's different than you
It's what
fighting.
you do in a video game.
You have 3 MMA fighters that have planned like a strategy. Like, hey, as long as one of us holds him down, the other 2 just start punching his face. Like, of course you're gonna lose.
If any of the AI characters in video games ever get a plan, we're screwed, because when I'm playing like those like fighting games and there'll be 3 guys and it's me versus 3 guys, I walk over to one guy way far away and I start punching him hard while the other guys are running towards me.
Yeah, you gotta separate.
Yeah, you gotta separate. Everybody knows that.
knows.
Yeah, that's just simple PlayStation 101.
Also, it's got to be like, the old, would you rather fight a elephant-sized chicken or
Hold on, you're gonna mess this up
100
real good.
I'm waiting for it.
chicken-sized elephants? Is that right?
I think it's horses and ducks, but we'll go with it.
Yeah, but you
I don't know. I kind of like this chicken-sized
I do
elephant
too.
thing going
So
on.
it has to be one like legitimate fighter
What
against
about a
like
chicken fried elephant?
a fat dad,
Ooh.
a woman gymnast. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's got to be 3 different randos. It can't just be 3 less qualified MMA fighters.
Well, then it's just like a crazy menagerie of different people.
Well, that's more entertaining. 3 just less as good MMA fighters are going to beat the one best MMA fighter of
Correct.
at all times.
The interesting question here, though, for me is, Krystine, where does one find a strange Polish Kung Fu Panda MMA video?
On Twitter.
No, yeah. It's everything.
Apparently 1.3 million viewers actually tuned in for that Disco Polo Star and Mini Mac fight. So it's really popular over there.
I mean,
I'd watch it.
I would watch it too.
This is where all the fighting is going, right?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Weird fights.
YouTube influencers.
You know, it'd be awesome. We touched on this a little bit earlier on a different show, but I'd like to see hoarders fight each other to keep their poo toilets.
Yeah. No. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I want people fighting for
I want a hoarder,
stuff that they actually care about.
Yeah. Like, you need to put all the random characters in the ring and let them fight like
Royal Rumble style?
Yeah, I mean, that's what's more entertaining than this. It's like, I want to see this guy fight like a dilly fat dad, some biker, you know what I'm saying? Like amateurs, not 2 or 3 other guys that look like him.
Batty Winkle, that old lady who still thinks she's got it, that squeezes her wrinkles into a bunch of disgusting clothing. Batty Winkle, a bunch of all that stuff. What else you got, Krystine?
All right, we'll stay in Poland, and this will be our Nerd Jock segue. Because the IMCF Medieval Combat World Championships are back on in Poland. They were moved from May, and this is a global historical full contact sport fighting revival movement. Here at the grounds of the Malbork Castle, a competitor who says this isn't nerdy, is full force, full contact, and shattered his fingers into 4 extra pieces when a long sword slipped under his gauntlet. So real swords, but blunted, real armor with about 17 pages of rules and regulations for 3-on-3, 5-on-5, and 16 versus 16 full melees between nations.
They play this on ESPN, the crazier ESPNs. They play these medieval combat.
We had a guy in here.
Right before the pandemic, we had these Orlando Knights of Orlando or something. These guys.
It's Samantha's favorite guest.
Oh, Samantha.
She's like, when we have him
She's
next?
like, this guy's awesome. He's not cocky at all. And so we had these guys in, and they were talking about their fighting and everything. And then who would have known your suit of armor doesn't protect you against a vaccine or against a virus, does it? Look at you now. But then we got to get him back in, see what's going on with the Orlando medieval combat fighting.
So they basically emulate what it would be like fighting in suits of armor back in the day with swords and everything. They just do it so someone can't die doing it. I'm sure they get hurt and like concussions and stuff. I mean, you hit someone over.
The blunting is actually worse. They should sharpen those swords up good.
Like if you hit someone with a Braveheart sword as hard as you could, even if you had the suit of armor helmet on, it is going to ring your bell, right?
Do you want to know why I know that?
Why?
Because when I was a young boy, probably 12 or 13, I hit an oak tree with a poorly made redneck samurai sword, and I hit the oak tree so hard that I thought I was going to have to go to the hospital because my hands hurt so bad.
Yeah. Because
you're like, ah! And then you go scream crying to your mom because you actually think you hurt yourself.
Now, girls don't think this is cool at all, right?
I thought you were going to ask if girls participate.
No. Well,
there are female competitors in this as well, yes.
Do they dress up now? I'm being serious. Do they dress up like a man? Because they wouldn't have traditionally have been fighting unless they would have like strapped their breasts down and got like a traditional, like a page boy haircut, right? They would have had to almost Mulan their way into the fighting ranks.
But now you go and you can like not use regular history, use like Game of Thrones. You know what I'm saying? You get into the fantasy world where like
I'm Khaleesi now.
Yeah.
All
like
right.
the knight.
Is that allowed, Krystine?
No, I actually read through all 17 pages. You must follow the form and function of the time and region of the fighter's armor. The armor has to be specified in certain thicknesses, and you have to have full head, neck, upper body, and arms covered in full steel armor without using any titanium.
No titanium allowed.
Look at that research, 17 pages.
I know, my God.
Is it just when someone takes a knee or like gives up that they lose, or do you have to like physically knock them over? Do they have, you know what I'm saying? Like, when is
steal their gold from the dragon?
Because if this was real, the
person
you die. Yeah, when you die, you lose.
Not necessarily. You put the sword on their throat and you do that move where
they
you got
give
your
up?
foot on them. Yeah, and you're like, I have bested you, sir. Admit defeat, or I shall kill you and burn your village to the ground. You do that thing.
Okay, yeah.
So during the melees, they do have a 3-point system where any 3 points of your body, if they're touching the ground, you are considered out, or you can submit. They don't allow anything to be placed on the neck, so no choking. You're not allowed to hit behind the knees, but you can trip. So basically the same rules as something like wrestling, where once you are pinned to the ground, you are considered out.
Like robot wrestling.
It's amazing being able to ask someone questions and have them know the answers.
I feel like I've got nothing to do here. I'm so.
My God.
Just let her have the show.
I can't believe you knew that.
I'm just sitting here calmly as she answers my every whim and desire.
I can't believe you read the whole story and you have a versed understanding of the topic you're talking about and the story itself.
This is fantastic.
Amazing.
EJ messed
And
up.
every time I look over, now this is truthful. Every time I look over, I'm like, oh my God, who is that? And I'm like, oh my God, it's like a beautiful woman. It's not EJ. Okay.
All right, let's go into nerd now, right?
Let's move on. So let's do some plant nerd
All
news.
right.
A Facebook algorithm has flagged a plant group for violating community standards due to comments related to harassment, bullying, possible violence, incitement, or hate.
Now, I follow...
Comments in question were, what is your favorite tool? And someone said a push-pull hoe.
Ah, I see.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, there you go.
Yeah, the Zuckerberg stuff's getting kind of crazy out there. Certain words, they're just going to start pulling posts
Like,
and ban you.
I don't know if you
that's
know
just
this,
an
but
algorithm.
I
Yeah.
go to the BDM group, and every day I look up there, and it's like someone has broken the rules. I look at it.
Community
It's
standards.
Tom. It's
Yeah,
like,
it was Tom.
It's Tom. Some comment you made though, you're like,
I didn't know you couldn't put the price of medical marijuana. Apparently,
Yeah,
that's
it's crazy.
Yeah, I went to True Leaf, and it was like
You got to say 12 roses, like you're in the old back pages.
I honestly did not know that was
didn't know
a
that either.
violation of
'Cause
anything.
it's not federally legal, so.
Yeah. It's stupid.
It is
and
stupid.
Also, I thought you were gonna say that because I'm in a bunch of different plant groups. And I'm in a big one that's like I'm high and I like houseplants. I've met a lot of people like marijuana and then looking at their plants.
That's
like
one
I
of
do.
those ones. It's like hottest meme of the day.
But there's so many people in there that I'll look at and like someone will post being like, "How can I help my Monstera?" And then if you look in the comments, people will start getting in fights in the comments.
Oh, yeah.
And it'll turn political.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Yeah,
it's like,
you're storming
how?
the Monstera.
Unplanned.
But,
Yes.
but how the hell did it turn political?
Yes.
But that's the human nature of like, you get a bunch of too many people. And
Yeah.
it's hard for everybody to get along.
You got to be
So I thought
vague. When you have a question, you have to be vague.
they'll
So,
bully people.
yeah, you can't say like, so my Monstera isn't doing very well. Went out to my car to get it. Put my mask on. Stop. You weren't vague enough.
Yeah.
You weren't vague.
You mentioned mask.
You need to go, Monstera, help. That's all you say.
Yeah.
And you just back away and just see what they let them fill it out.
Yeah. Or you can't, you're like, I have these plants outside, but you know who walks by.
Oh, you did it.
What does that mean?
No, you did it.
They know in the
They
comments.
know in the
They know
comments.
what you're talking
They know
about.
everything in the comments. Don't insult the commenters.
So I'm sure they just put you back on. How does that work? I know, like, there's been people that you get banned for like something you shouldn't have got banned for. Like
I got banned going down the Mach 3 at Wet n Wild for taking my pants down.
My first TikTok video got pulled.
Yeah, well, it was your full-on vagina.
Yeah, I guess that was wrong.
You did put that.
Tom Diddy wasn't even listening.
No, it wasn't.
What video got pulled recently that
It was the two Busey beauties on the
on
shark.
the shark. And there's nothing.
No, they were in shorts and,
You can
bathing
see
suit
the
tops,
same
essentially.
stuff on like any of those reality shows on network TV.
So is that just the algorithm messing up and it just triggering something? It's gotten like it couldn't.
What I could
determine-
figure out, what I determined through reading a little bit, because we were a little perplexed here on what happened, it was more of the gyration aspect, less of the
But
nudity
I've seen
aspect.
plenty of gyrating
I know.
on TikTok.
But it apparently it can read body geometry, and she was grinding on the snoot, grinding on that snoot, grinding on that.
Then hold on, that's what I have seen.
I've seen grinding,
I
I've seen
know.
twerking, I've seen pole dancing, I've seen it all.
I've seen.
it's all that.
I've seen a ding dong fall out in Winter Park
Yeah.
by the train station.
Oh, sorry, Krystine. Next story.
Oh, keep going.
No, it's all good. Next story. Sorry.
Okay, well, just a quick update. The Associated Press did reach out to Facebook to figure out what they could do about correcting this. Facebook has actually added a manual checker in there, but right after the story broke, The group was flagged again and possibly can be deleted for comments about weeds saying kill them all, drown them in soapy water, and Japanese beetles are jerks.
Oh my god.
It
yeah.
continues.
Yeah, that's problematic too. I saw that one in one of those insect groups that I belong to because of, hiking and living in Florida. And somebody said something where the name of the actual bug is like an outdated term.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then they flagged it because it was like a derogatory term for Asian people or black, whatever. And it was just it was in there and they were like, nah, you can't have any of that.
It's extremely complicated because I see where, whoever society was like, man, we cannot let everybody just say whatever they want to each other. It's bad. Someone's got to do something, and then when they try to do something, of course, it's an insane, complicated process to try to somehow not let some speech through, and then figure out what they can and cannot let. And
we're not there yet.
It's insane that we're even trying to do this, but how could you not? Because it's you can't just let everybody say whatever they want. It leads to insane misinformation, mass crazy. There's lots of bad, but then some people are like, you should let everybody say whatever they want. That's what freedom of speech is. Yeah, but it's freedom of speech no one even foresaw the internet and social media and is creating a huge problem. It's complicated.
And everybody loves to argue about it.
Yeah. It's let's just agree that this whole thing is insane. What our current society and the internet.
I'm cool with that.
And it's crazy to figure out how to make it work right.
I don't think you can. Not yet. Not yet. We will, but not yet. What else you got, Krystine?
All right, moving into our gamer nerds. Activision figures show that its games have lost 2 million players in the 3 months following the discrimination and sexual harassment allegations. So Activision those are the creators of World of Warcraft, Call of Duty, and Overwatch. And there's been a 2-year investigation and now being sued by the state of California after showing that they have a frat boy atmosphere. And 2 notable items. One, when a woman was hired to be a manager, they commented that they could not risk promoting her because she might get pregnant and like being a mom too much, and have just fired their senior World of Warcraft creative director after hosting what was called the Cosby Suite at a convention in 2013.
2013? Well, that they knew back then, right? Or was that before? Was that before the
conviction?
I feel like in a big company, you're gonna know this. You're gonna know.
Yeah.
No, well, I mean, is that before it was
common knowledge? Yeah. I mean, people would talk about it, but not the way we do now.
He didn't have charges.
Right. Well, I'm saying there was a pre and post that where it blew up on the internet, and then
I want to say it was 2017, 18 is when it blew up. It was later than you think.
Because in the circles of Hollywood, there was everybody kind of knew this was going on, or not everybody, but I guess certain people. And then the comedian Hannibal Buress, was doing bits about it on stage. And then one of the bits went viral, and that's when it blew up. I'm saying there's a pre and post 9/11 with that particular situation then it was common knowledge that something was wrong with this dude.
I mean, I'm not going to act like it was common knowledge to me when I found out about it. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
I was like, what the hell?
Well, that's whatever. All of society was like that. So, but I'm saying if you said that after it was common knowledge, then it's different than if you said it before.
I agree, yeah.
You can't go back and be like, I love Bill Cosby. You said in 1998. Well, of course you did in 98.
But, but I think what's even more problematic is the one about well, we can't promote you. That's weird. I mean,
well, why would you say that?
Yeah.
Or why would you write it down?
Just think that.
People, listen, for sure bosses and companies think that, right? Because Because guess what? That is a possibility of a female employee getting pregnant and taking time off. I mean,
Well, she needs to take time off.
Of
but-
course, no, 100%. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not, and of course it shouldn't happen.
The
but
boss's
for sure,
job
people
is to
think
save
that.
money for the company. When I was going through contract negotiation, right or wrong, morally right or wrong, whether they were doing me right or wrong, doesn't matter. His job is to save money for the company. And if he can do that by wronging me a little bit, in the company's eyes, it's probably okay.
But here's the thing. That's why there needs to be protection because,
Yes.
listen, we're human beings. Guess what? Our females of our species have to have our babies. And for our society to keep on going, this is part of what we need to figure out how to run successfully and be equal because they shouldn't be negatively affected because, yes, females have babies, and that's part of everybody's life. Like, and
It is life.
You can't not hire someone because of that or whatever. But what I'm saying is that the owners of these companies think like that. I'm
Yes,
sure
they do.
because, and it's unfortunate.
Well, we've seen it. We've worked for big companies. Krystine, have you ever seen any of that? I mean, you have kids. I mean, you ever seen any more people like I've heard about it for many, many years, even in my wife's scenario where she's had coworkers that would be like, oh yeah, I don't think she thinks she's going to be able to come back because they'll just eliminate the position. You've heard those things, right?
Yeah.
I can't be the only person that has heard those things.
There's protections now for people to come back from maternity leave. Like you can't be fired, and thank goodness there is because people just get female employees would constantly be not hired or fired when they got pregnant or something
Right.
crazy.
And that still happens,
The
by the
maternity,
way.
yeah, I know.
It does still happen. That's what I'm saying. Is I've heard that
The maternity leave time thing is insane too because seeing my wife go through it.
I felt rushed with Andrea's.
Some companies I used to work for a company that had zero maternity leave pay. You had to use either some short-term disability if you had that,
Yep.
or your entire vacation time, and then you'd have to come back to work in 2 weeks or
That's
whatever.
insanity.
2 weeks after you give birth.
No, I remember thinking how
You're-
rushed it felt knowing that Andrea had this amount of time to learn the ropes, to heal her own body, right? And then help teach me what I'm going to need to do when
God
she
forbid if they
transitions
had
back into work.
complications
Well-
either during the pregnancy or after.
And most likely you do.
Right.
But even not only for the mom, but also now a lot of moms are putting their 2-week-old or 3-week-old baby
Oh,
in
Hands of
God.
strangers.
I still remember
in
that day.
daycare.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Like they're still breastfeeding at that point. You know what I'm saying? So it's like for the betterment of society, companies should give a way longer maternity leave.
They don't care about society. They want money.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That back to-
Capitalism,
Yeah,
baby.
goes back to our
Yeah.
original thing. Yeah.
Yeah. But then that's why companies. You know what?
You can choose to work now. I mean,
Dude.
where do you want to work?
Benefits are coming back, and I'll explain.
They're back, baby.
There was a time where I remember that jobs had leading into the 80s into the 90s. Jobs would incentivize employees to come to their companies using their benefits, right? It was like, I offer this health care and all the,
Or different
Daniel remembers
amenities. All kinds of different amenities.
like
they offer
vacation
you. Yeah.
time, like you used to use those things to attract quality employees. And I remember when that stopped, and then I remember when healthcare benefits and
Dried
stuff
up.
were like next to nothing, and then it was all like no one even cared about the benefits of, like working for a company. Like it was never even
Yeah,
mentioned.
just what's the salary?
But now that every company's hiring, I'm sure they're going to start increasing their benefits to attract quality employees now because nobody can find employees, right? So maybe benefits will come back. I'm just talking out loud. I have
No.
idea.
I think they are. I think I'm not.
I haven't seen it yet.
I'm not in the market for a job right now, but thankfully.
I'm just hopefully that'll be one of the catalysts to attract employees is like up your benefits back again.
Up
like
your
better,
benefits.
Better health care and stuff.
Up your benefits around the corner.
Yeah, up your benefits.
Sorry, Krystine.
Yeah, no, you're good.
No, that's fine. I think it just shows how important it is that once this information comes out, people are dropping their subscriptions to the games itself. So it's impacting their bottom line, this frat boy mentality that they have, the accusations of the grouping and the sexual harassment, passing around revenge photos of female employees. All of that's coming back to bite them. So a lot of companies are going to have to do more than just benefits, but actually push for equality.
EJ, why would you call her
He
when
is
she?
calling
Are you
during-
that? Are you that insecure?
Wow.
EJ.
We hear you breathing.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were waiting.
Are you that insecure that you had to call in and interrupt her bit?
This is going real bad for you,
Yes.
bro. Because
I can't believe I'm being replaced. I can't believe you guys are doing this to me. This is why radio guys don't take vacations.
Krystine knows about every story.
She's been nailing it. We even got to a serious discussion about
we're asking
pensions and taking care of yourself and benefits.
We're asking deep dive questions about the story. She's read the entire article and other subsequent articles related to it, knowing everything we asked her.
She emailed me midway through and asked how her connection was and if she sounds okay. Unbelievable good job.
Well, I went to the house of...
Oh,
no,
we can't even hear you.
Even your phone is unreliable.
Your phone does not
horrible.
want you to talk.
Yeah, your phone apparently didn't have its 5G prepared.
Where are you at, EJ?
There's no reception up here at all. That's why I wasn't even able to watch the show today.
Oh, so there's no reception, so you decided to call. Great. That's awesome. Yeah, that's what you do.
Are you in the mountains?
Oh, I thought you just hung up on me because it just kicked out.
Funny for you. All right, I'm hanging up on.
Where is he?
I don't know. I
Don't
think
worry
he's in
about
the
it.
mountains.
Hopefully he's falling out of a plane right now.
By the way, that's what you do. That's the fanciest Florida trip you take is that you drive to the Blue Ridge Mountains.
That's what I did this year.
Hey, we got up in there, man. Got us some rock candy.
Sorry, Krystine.
Got me a new birdhouse.
Sorry, EJ interrupted you.
Yeah, I apologize.
I expected it.
You got another story?
I got one last one.
Awesome.
It's for Butler. His cousin Emma Stone is reportedly going to sue Disney over the Cruella release.
I saw this.
Oh,
Her and a couple others.
Yeah, well,
following in Scarlett Johansson's footsteps, there was a breach of contract. So now Emma Stone reportedly is looking at ways to actually capitalize on the fact that Cruella grossed $20 million in revenue via streaming on its opening weekend. And while its gross is $225 million to date internationally, they are only sharing the profits from the box office.
Yeah, this whole streaming thing's coming back to bite them in the butt, right?
Is this because they signed this contract pre the idea that they were going to release it streaming?
Yes, so that's what the breach of contract is actually about. Since they are paid based on box office numbers and Disney decided to place it on Disney Plus Premiere, there are claims that they're hiding behind COVID-19 as a pretext to actually boost the company's stock price because of those $30 charges per household.
What's interesting is, first, how long ago these contracts must have been signed, because this had to have been... Because like Disney Plus launched,
Black Widow's an old movie, right?
Disney Plus launched right before COVID, and then once COVID hit, I think pretty much everybody in the movie industry realized that they were going to start probably releasing these direct to consumer, right? So like no way.
We guessed, yes.
Yeah, I'm just like someone like Emma Stone's contract lawyer and agent must have, I assume they're connected enough to.
They've been keeping their eye on this, yeah.
If this was so this must have been pre-COVID. She probably signed up. Because this thing was filmed probably years ago, right?
Yep, and DC has renegotiated all of their contracts. Disney apparently is very hard to work with. So you're looking at about a third of profits that are being taken away from the box office for these stars who really do base all of their salaries on the projections in the box office. The idea is that they said about 686,000 households on the debut day of Cruella actually paid the $30, and they're using it as a way just to boost their business as opposed to worry about the total numbers of gross for the stars themselves.
It's interesting that Disney didn't, maybe they did see it coming and didn't care, but you would think a company of that size would have been like, man, when we release this direct-to-consumer and cut all the actors and actresses out of the money, like they're gonna be pissed.
Or maybe they are saying that.
What do you mean?
Like it's always like, like I think you answered your own question. I think they're so mega large that those type of things don't.
And there was like a weird changing of hands there too.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of kinks to work out.
But what I'm saying is, like, you would think that they would have the forethought and to be like, they're going to sue us if we release this direct to consumer and make all that money and cut them out. So maybe we should renegotiate the deal.
I think they thought they found a loophole.
Yeah, I think it would be better to wait and let them see if they find it
right,
than renegotiate.
Exactly.
Because then you're offering. It's almost like when you and I, sometimes we disagree on things. And normally when we disagree is you're oversharing and I want to undershare. right? I'll be like, don't tell them that. God, don't tell them. Keep that close. And you see them, like, I think maybe they were like, let them figure it out.
Yeah.
And if they
Let's
figure
see
it
what
out,
happens.
then we'll pay them. If they don't figure it out, we're not paying them.
I mean,
Right.
I
absolutely think that's what it is. Because Disney is a cheap ass company, dude.
Then I've heard about that.
And answers are usually pretty simple, right?
Yeah.
But it's just like, of course, like we're talking about some of the biggest like entertainment attorneys in the business, probably, who represent Emma Stone and other people that were in this movie. And it's like, for sure, these attorneys are going to be like, wait a minute, you're releasing this direct to consumer and making all this money and cutting my client out? Like, instantly, as soon as they made the announcement, it's going to be on Disney Plus. In fact, even before they probably made that announcement, I'm sure those lawyers are like, if you put this on Disney Plus and cut us out, we're going to sue you. I'm sure they even
I
talk.
don't know, because how many people come back up, like how many deals have we heard of, like behind the scenes, they'll come back and be like, well, I'm using this as an example, bad example, but Tom Cruise wasn't paid for those action figures. He didn't negotiate that deal. Now he's trying to negotiate that deal.
Or like royalties.
You know, there are times when people just don't think about stuff.
Maybe. I just, I find it.
Don't act like we don't think about stuff all the time in this company. And then we're like, uh-oh.
Yeah,
no, of course.
We do a lot of uh-ohs.
Yeah, but this is a blatant, obvious thing that Disney did to release direct to consumers. Also has never been done before, so I'm sure it raised a bunch of eyebrows, and there was a huge amount of attention. Even when Disney started doing this to begin with, I'm sure a lot of lawyers looked at like future movies and be like, hey, if you do this with my future movie that my client's in, I'm going to sue you if you cut them out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I see what you're saying, but the only thing I can relate that to is like anytime that I've been threatened with there being an issue or something, and normally the people that I think were like really on top of it and really had their ducks in a row and were like, oh, we're waiting for them to cut us out. We're like, they didn't know. And they found out after the fact, and it was like, oh, they came back after the fact.
Yeah, I mean, this small time stuff. This is like multi-million-dollar A-list actresses and billion.
But in the grand scheme of things, how much money, if they pay them both out, let's say, it's very little to Disney, right? To the company as a whole.
Of course.
Right.
That's why
it's the tiniest amount.
That's why it doesn't make any sense to like have all this bad publicity, because Disney for sure.
Now that I agree with. It's a bad look.
They look like D heads,
They do.
like to everybody, because it's like, hey, you know, this was the way things were done before the world changed, and now you're cutting them out. Like, that's a D head thing to do.
It is.
Absolutely.
You know, and then like, so why go through that bad press?
Nah, they'll just pay it and forget about it.
Yeah, but hey, you should have done it before.
The problem
I
he's
agree.
having, and I have this problem too, is that this isn't the way we would have attempted to do it. So it's very difficult to look at this and be like, why would you do that? Like, why
not
would
even
you?
that. This is
why
not even
would
the
you
smart
even want that bad press?
It's not even the smart, logical, best thing to do. It's stupid.
It is.
Unless
No,
there's
I
something,
agree with you.
Yeah, I know. Krystine, you did an awesome job.
Yeah,
Yes,
you did
you
a
did.
fantastic job. We're
Thank you
still,
very much,
We're
guys.
still kicking around things you left here. I mean, like it make me think about back when Disney was going around and finding daycares that had Mickey Mouse's
Right.
likeness like hand painted on the wall, and they just shoot them a cease and desist. I'm like, why would you even do that? You don't need to do that. Just leave them alone.
Yeah.
They're not taking your money.
I think that's just the attorneys looking for things to do. Like, you know, they got an army of attorneys that just scour the internet to cease and desist everybody, you know. So it's like, you know, this, anyway. All right, Krystine, you did a great job. We
Yeah.
appreciate it. We'll let you know
Thanks, everybody.
tomorrow if we fire EJ or not.
Yeah, we'll do it live on the air.
I'll send him a gift on Pokemon Go to make up for it.
If you take over the position, your first line of work that you'll have to do is firing EJ.
Yeah.
You'll have to do,
yeah,
it's in person.
Yeah. Oh, you have to drive to his house.
You have to drive to his house.
She
and you
doesn't
have,
want his COVID.
you have to open the gate to his pool and then walk in there. He'll be skinny dipping with the neighborhood kids and give him a cookie cake that says you're fired.
Yeah, I'll put a sign over the fence.
All
Okay.
right.
All
That'll
right.
work.
We'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye. She's
That's
great.
so
That was
much
good.
better,
That was
and
really good.
She didn't even have to plug anything at the end.
Oh, yeah,
that's
no
it.
clumsy plug about something that I don't even know if it's real.
Yeah.
Like, that's true.
I don't know. Yeah,
like,
yeah.
a lot of the times...
I've never seen it.
We've had people come on here, like, here's a fun fact. I've never met one of our clients. I don't even know. Tom tells me about them. I say the things.
Yeah.
I do the things for the
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
and
they
then,
could be totally
And then
for
you
them.
tell me, you're like, oh, they loved it. And I'm like, did they? Because I don't
Yeah.
even know if they're real.
This could all be a set. You have no idea.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
You'd be
actors
like-
and it's some weird. You know, I was
bad.
about to say Wally's World.
Truman Show.
Oh, bye-bye. Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha's here. Butler's here. Let's jump into email messages. If you'd like to leave us an email message, and we would like for you to do so, show@tomanddan.com. If you've got anything on your mind, anything related to the show, maybe you have a question. We do a lot of advice on here because one of the things I'd like to pride myself in is that I married a very organized and good human being, and I can solve most of your problems just by being related to her.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, you run it by Andrea, and she'll give you the right answer.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'll be the best at it, but I picked up a thing. I think you and I are pretty good at, like, seeing different sides of people's problems and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
Balanced and fair, I kind of think we are when it comes to, like, how we approach certain things.
I'll tell you what you love is stupid.
Yeah.
I'm good
And then
at that.
I'll make jokes the whole time and
yeah.
never give you anything worthwhile. First email.
Strip club etiquette.
I'm good at this.
Hello, Tom and Dan. With all the strip club talk, I feel like there's no better time for me to ask this embarrassing question. I'm a 30-year-old married introvert that has never been to a strip club before.
Pause. I have a huge problem with older men, and I'm calling this man an older man because he's 30.
Right.
He's out of the 18s. He's out of the 20s. He's
Yeah.
a full-blown man. This guy's seen some stuff. You know, like he's seen some embarrassing things, and he's never been to a strip club.
Ross has never been to a strip club?
I just feel, I think that's very odd.
It's not his thing.
No, but I feel like there should have been an internal drive inside of you that would have driven you to a strip club at some point.
Yeah,
you
but-
should have had a fire burning inside of you that's so hot.
But strip clubs were at its peak in the 90s and the 2000s.
99 and the 2000s.
This person is 30 years old. They were born in what?
1990?
90?
No, it doesn't matter. I mean, you still have plenty of time.
91, yeah, but they were,
late 90s, early 2000s. He
No, he's born in 91.
Yeah, but
so in
early
2001, he was
2000s.
10. And then he wasn't even 18 till 2009. So he was 18 in 2009.
Yeah, but at least at 2009, you're turning 18. You're not going to a strip club.
I think in 09.
Where are you going to go? You going to go to Dave and Buster's? You're going to get your buddies to plug in, and we're going to do a LAN party and play.
I think they started getting trashy, and people started like, nah, I'm not gonna get too awkward.
Like in the chat room too, like Burning Hammer, 32 here, never been to one. It's weird.
I've never been.
I think it's weird. I think that's weird.
Dude, the younger generation, my sons, think about how weird and awkward it is.
It's like saying
Well, I think that's what this person is going to say,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I have
It
nothing
is.
against them. The situation has just never come up, and it hasn't been on the top of my list. I'm going to a bachelor party soon. It will be my brother-in-law, so I don't really know any of the guys, and they're definitely planning on going. What the hell am I actually supposed to do in there? Do I bring money even if I don't plan on getting a dance? Should I bring a limited amount? Do I just sit there awkwardly? What are some of the unwritten rules and etiquette?
You're already
and yes,
making it
I know
negative.
I'm overthinking
You're
this.
already making it negative. You're already throwing negativity on it. You're like, I sit there awkwardly. Well, yeah, if you're going to say you're going to be awkward, then you're going to be awkward.
Listen,
Well, he already said he's an introvert.
the only
Then
way.
don't go. Then don't live your life.
Yeah.
Then
Bail
lock
out.
the door.
Bail.
You're not gonna have
Put
fun.
your mask on. Stick your head in the bed. Don't do anything ever again.
The only way to truly enjoy a strip club is to be a real creepy POS.
Oh my
I'm
God.
just saying, my buddy Joe.
I'm glad Tom ripped the Band-Aid off. Thank you, Tom.
He used to go to strip clubs, and then in the parking lot, he
Umbros.
used to take off his underwear and then put it on his passenger side floorboard, and then pull his sweatpants back up.
Yeah.
And then you walk inside.
You don't. Here's what I alluded to. You
and
don't
you're
leave
cheap too.
You don't,
So,
you, don't,
like-
you don't leave that little
Yeah, yeah.
piece of plastic on the front of your new iPhone. You take that thing off so you can touch it.
Yeah. And then you don't want to mess around with sitting, like in the movies, you sit around
Nobody sits
pole-
around the pole.
the
Are you
pole,
crazy?
and then give them dollar. You're wasting your money.
Nobody
you,
does
You go to
that.
the bar, you get the cheapest special they got, which is, every
Yeah.
drink is $8. It doesn't matter.
And then I usually go for the corners.
And then you get the lap
shoot
dance
for the corners.
And then you get the lap dance from the
Why don't
girl
shoot for the corners? You know what I mean.
that will go the farthest, if you know what I mean.
I
And-
still am amazed that Tom has ever been to a strip club
Ever
just because
been.
of how awkward he is.
Ever been, Sam? This man is a goddamn
I know
commander.
he loves it.
when
I
I'm
know
around
he
there.
loves it, but it's
Sam,
odd to me because
Sam.
he can't talk about sex. He can't look me in the eye
Samantha
when I
Har.
reference anything sexual.
Samantha Har, I'm going to ask you to stop your disrespect. He doesn't love strip clubs.
No,
he
come on.
can command the strip club.
I have no-
No one knows strip clubs like Tom Van.
I'm just
He
awkward.
commands the strip club. He knows the tricks.
Do you look into
No.
her eyes when
No,
she
I've-
dances for you?
I've only been to like
He
a
doesn't know what he does.
dozen
He blacks
strip
out. When he
clubs.
goes in there,
No.
his mind just takes over. It's like plugging Neo into the Matrix
No,
when he
it-
goes to the strip clubs.
No, but it was a sweet spot in
Yeah, there is.
society.
You got a roller and flower name for the sweet spot.
No, like I grew up in a time where bragging about going to the strip club or talking about it was still considered cool and not like creepy.
It's never been cool.
No.
I don't think it has.
Hell no,
I don't think
hell,
it
there
has.
was dude.
creepos.
Only the other creeps. Only the other creeps.
No, but no, I'm saying there was a time about dude. Howard Stern used like
He's a creepo.
but there
He's a
were,
creature man.
It's true. It's
creature
true.
man.
But there was a time he used to talk about going to scores and everybody was rallying. There was your audience was like, yeah, like everybody was into it. Like it was considered a fun, fine thing to do.
Norm just asked if Butler wears a condom to the strip club.
I don't think has Butler ever been to a
I
strip
don't know
club?
that he has.
Butler!
Is he here?
Did he leave early?
Yeah,
Oh.
he had. No, it's a,
Butler, get in there.
There's a red spot.
Goes in, you still got your sleep mask on.
My manager at Home Depot, Bob, on the night shift, he used to sleep all night, and he used to
Leave
come
his
out and be
watch.
like, "Good job, boys!" And he's a big red square.
Yeah,
I'd be like,
yeah.
"Bob, you've been sleeping. I see your Rolex imprint."
Rolex.
It was fake. So Butler.
Yes.
Okay, what do you think, Daniel? Before Butler answers, how many times has
Yeah,
Butler
he's
been to a strip
many
club?
times. He beat up a Marine in one. Uncle Deshaun owns a strip club.
No,
he
no.
used to work at it. He was the
But
DJ.
he's been with his wife for a long time, and
but he
his
was
wife,
a party man. He knows his way around the ladies. A good-looking guy,
Yeah,
party
but
animal.
Strip club is not a too young man game. It's like peak 27 for me. It was like 27. To
Well, he's
like
older
20
than you, so you got to put him in my league. I mean, look, I know my way around
Yeah.
a strip club.
But like I didn't go to I went when I turned 18.
I went when
but,
the DJ still had vinyl.
but it was too
That's
too
not true.
expensive.
I made that.
Like I couldn't afford it. So
It was
it's like
CDs though. They
you
had
know,
big books of CDs.
like,
Promo only.
I remember spending $120 at a strip club one time, and like I was 20 years old.
I was
and
proud.
Devastating, yeah.
I
freaking out.
The next morning, I was like, "You idiot! What are you like? How could you waste so much money on nothing?" It's
But
ridiculous.
that's when they used to get away with more. At House of Babes, they take their hand down the pants.
Oh yeah, the vibrating tongue ring.
No,
Oh,
they'd
there's
go
a-
down and change things for
Oh,
you. They'd
yeah,
be
yeah,
like,
yeah,
let me
yeah.
move this around.
Oh yeah, they still do that. They still do that.
Not the
So
places I've been.
Samantha, how many times do you think Butler's been to the strip club?
I'm
I
gonna
think
say.
he leaves early from here just to go, and he hits it on his way home.
I'm gonna say a solid 10.
10 times?
I think he's gone to other bachelor parties and whatnot. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say 5.
His older brother definitely took
Yeah.
him to the strip club.
Oh, he's a
When
party
he turned
animal.
18, he did a lot, but I'm gonna say it real probably calmed down. He couldn't get away with it after he married Jen. I'm gonna go with because we can't go over. I'm gonna go. You've been to the strip club 7 times.
I said 5.
Okay.
I would say it's closer to like 15.
All right.
Ah, damn it.
Yeah.
So when's the last time you went?
The last time was probably in Mexico. I went to a Cancun
How
strip
long
club.
ago?
A Mexican strip club.
That was, I would say it's probably 8 years ago.
It's been a minute.
my
Yeah,
God.
it's
When
been a
you go-
while.
When you go to Cancun, it's like those
Yeah.
things are like
Yeah, I'll go to
you
anything
wanna
in
see.
Cancun.
Yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
saying-
like, I'm not trying to be rude.
It was
but
more like a
they're
brothel.
They'll be like, oh, they're
Oh, yeah. I know.
I was
I
at the
get it.
bar, but yeah.
I understood.
We're
I
trying
did
to
the
be
math.
cool.
When you said
Yeah, we
strip
weren't
club,
trying to say that.
I know you what you
Like, if
meant.
I'm standing there and I'm trying to put myself in this scenario, if I'm in the strip club and I'm having a couple of cool cervezas and they're like, hey, man, there's a cockfight down the street, I'm probably going to be like, all right, like,
Yeah.
you know, like, and I'm anti that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
anti that.
Yeah, but when you're in Mexico, you want to see everything you can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like bullfight. You want to, you're in Spain.
When's
You want
the-
to catch that. You want to catch all the stuff. I'm not actually pro that kind of stuff, but if it breaks out,
When's the last time you went to a strip club here?
Domestically, it was probably Rachel's or something like that when I first moved down to Florida. It was kind of like a couple buddies like, oh yeah, we gotta go. Actually, no, when I lived in Daytona, there was always
yes.
there was the one with the
Biggins?
shark. There was one with the Shark Tank. I forgot what it was called.
Cheaters? Or is that
No, it was
Coco?
No, Shark Lounge.
Shark Lounge.
Shark
yeah.
Lounge.
Shark
I know,
Lounge.
yeah, I
I
know
don't
all
remember
these
Shark
places.
Lounge.
Oh, Shark Lounge.
Interim Cabaret in Coco.
I used to, one of the girls I dated, her roommate's husband was the DJ for the Shark Lounge.
Yeah.
And I believe he cheated on her with one of the dancers there, and then they got a divorce.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, and then they got a divorce.
Uh-huh.
She was the one that had the sugar glider where I saw it's BH, and I was like, this is gross. I was like, that's disgusting. I was like, why is a sugar glider's BH that pronounced?
I'm telling you, there's going to be the younger generation. The strip clubs are going to age out. Although maybe
You don't
they're
think they'll
always
morph into something new?
Yeah, I mean, there always will be. I mean, because the idea of it
How about a
is
nude
pretty
video
sweet.
game cafe, right? I'm surprised they haven't had one of those or tabletop
A what
gaming.
cafe?
Okay, like these nerds, right? They
Yeah.
love their tabletop gaming, their Magic the Gathering. They, what is that? Catan? There's something.
Yeah, something like that,
The
yeah.
Settlers of Catan board game garbage. You do that with a bunch. It's the age-old lingerie. You just put lingerie on the thing, and then you just
So
do it.
lingerie, cloak, and blaster, right?
Yeah, so
Okay.
you have
Yeah.
like tabletop gaming and video games, and the girls are serving.
Well, they did have joysticks downtown, which was very similar to that, but I think
Alright.
that closed.
The whole point, though, it's not just about the nudity, because a lot of nerds
Oh,
and
the
other
nudity
people,
is very small
but, like,
portion.
You can see nudity for free anytime you want. Obviously, not in real life, but
A bit more
it's,
sexy cosplay.
It's the
All right.
it's a fact that and this is in my day, I don't know if it still goes on, but the stripper will sit down and pretend like she likes you. Like, that's
Oh,
what
you want the fake?
He wants like the song. I like them better in their plain
Right.
clothes.
No.
He wants them to sit down, draw the
and
heart
then
on the
they
check.
tell you their life story.
sweetheart.
I
And-
like it when the
yeah.
Outback waitress
And they-
sits down and she's like, "You gonna get the 5-ounce sirloin or
Anything
the
your
steak
heart
out?"
desires.
And I'm like, "I
Well,
love you."
Yeah, but then after they sit down next to you and they talk to you and they pretend like they're flirting with you, pretend like they like you, which you're
Yeah.
like, oh my god,
You're
I still
interested
got
in
it.
the
But-
dance and
I still got it.
But you're like you don't even realize you're a big fat
Hey
slob.
there,
in a
big
strip
fat
club.
slob.
Yeah. Like there's no way this chick likes me.
How about 3 lap
But-
dances and a poorly made beach towel?
But all guys are idiots, and you think she does.
Yeah.
And then what you could do is you pay her to dance naked on you and rub on you and use her butt to rub on their front. that's what
Use your butt to rub on your
and
front.
then they do that
It's a Tom dance.
for money, and they're glad to do
You're
it.
not grabbing on their
I mean-
butts and rubbing them on your leg?
No,
He just invented a new Cupid's
Like
shovel.
Santa Claus?
They also will they will grab your hands and then put them
on
on
your
it, like-
boobs, yeah.
and then because they know you'll tip them more.
That's a move.
Dude. This happens, and
I go limp, like like that old man that they were trying to drag off the plane that was crying and bloody.
Yeah,
the Asian
the
man.
doctor, yeah.
I go limp, and then they pick up my hands and they just go like, and they just lay them on there. And I'm like, "That's you. That's not me. That's you. That's you. That's you. That's you. That's you."
no, they
Taking it back.
this is
Take
what
it back.
happens.
That's
This-
what happens when they take you back.
and
When they
they-
take you in the back, then you go limp, the hands on.
But then if you like shed some light on it, you realize like this whole
Don't turn the lights
Don't turn the lights on. What are you
Yeah,
doing?
yeah. You're like
Leave
this.
the lights off.
This should probably not be happening. Like this is
No.
bad. Like this person is in probably a bad way, maybe dealing with something mental issue or a drug issue or other problems.
Or both.
Or then she just realizes it's perfectly healthy situation in a healthy work environment, and she's doing this
Wait,
for money,
did you
which is
say
good
it
for her.
could be either or?
Yeah.
No, yes.
That's every situation, dude.
No, I know, but it could, but most likely, or a lot of times, let's say the higher percentile of
Yeah.
it is maybe a situation that's not so healthy, right?
Yeah.
Let's say that, and then so you're like,
Yeah, but
I don't. Here's the thing.
Just go limp. Just
Even
go
though
limp.
I'm an adult, she's an adult. This is an adult establishment. This is legal. But I don't want anybody to know I'm here. Or I wouldn't want a video of this. Or, I don't want to tell my
if you
coworker.
describe it, like what'd you do last
It's
night?
hard,
I went and I had a $12 Miller Lite, and then I went
Yeah.
limp like a puppet, and then she put her hands on her
You're
butt.
like, what are you doing? Like, what is the, but it's what guys want to do.
It's what guys want to do.
Which is all, and then some
Oh,
guys
yeah.
are super gross about it and
Yeah,
like have
that's
to
the problem.
harass the girls and then like go too far.
Yeah, when you go limp like a puppet,
there's
you
lots
don't harass. You
of
just,
there's a million different scenarios, but I'm just saying it's not the most glamorous one, which I could see why they're going out of business because
oh my God! I wish this person could call. Miria 2415. I might be butchering your name.
I've seen the worst of the worst in
well,
there.
not as bad as this. I had a full-blown crying meltdown in a strip club, and all the girls were so nice, laughed my ass off. They were giving relationship advice. I was clearly drunk. So you went in there in the strip club and you said, I just love her, dude. I miss her so much.
No, I think it's a girl. I think that's a female.
Oh, it's a female? Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
You can't go puppet limp.
I could be completely wrong.
You can't go puppet limp and then cry about your ex-girlfriend. You can't just go like, full puppet, and you're laying there, and then the girl comes over, and then you're like, and then you look at, and you're like, I miss her, dude.
See, and then
can't do that.
And then the guys that like the strip clubs too much, and then it becomes way too creepy. And
like
then,
the regulars.
Yeah, the regulars.
I've always wanted to be a regular, but never could be a regular.
And then everything.
Maybe when I'm old and divorced.
Like the whole situation, you look around, you're like, what is what is this? But I
like that.
Again,
there's something about walking into a non-traditional establishment, looking around and being like, what the F is this?
There's nothing against it.
I like it. I always get excited. Like I always get a little, like, I feel like a little more excited in any time. Okay, I get the same feeling when I'm in like at the dog track, when I'm in a High Life fronton, when I'm in a strip club, when I'm in I'm at the poker room, when I'm at a casino. Yeah, I like being in a place that's where
adults
I can
only.
do.
Adult things.
I like doing stuff that people judge. That's it.
Yeah, so it is a female. So she was crying about,
cry.
I guess, her relationship, and then the girls were like supportive of her.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Well, they're still human.
Yeah, come on. Don't you cry in a strip club, male or
She
female.
was drunk. She was drunk.
No, I'll judge you just like a male. Don't cry in the strip club.
You need to get your ass out there and get you some nudity.
Yeah.
Right?
You want to be treated the same? Don't cry in the strip club. Anybody.
You want the same pay as us? Don't cry in the strip club.
Oh, my God.
I'm just saying.
Raise your hand if you've ever gone number 2 at a strip club.
Like in the bathroom?
Oh, yes. Butler.
Yeah, of course.
Have you broken a toilet at a strip club?
No.
No, number 2. Sorry.
What were you thinking?
What were you thinking? He was talking about number 4.
There was a disconnect there.
Yeah.
You hear the disconnect? That's pretty easy to pick.
He was like, of course.
Even Maisie Dennis, my daughter, would be like, I've never pooped at a strip club. Don't know what a strip club is, Daddy. Yeah. You know what I mean? She would have even known.
Who poops at a strip club? No, but come on.
I have.
You have?
I have.
No.
You've had to have to spend some time. That's like saying who's pooped on the front lines. You'd have to do some tours of duty then there, sir.
My buddy Alex did in Arkansas when the Grizz's bachelor party, and there's no locks on the stall doors, so he had to put his foot up.
That's it. You had to do that.
A plank.
That's hard to poop like that.
And then
it's really hard.
The guy in there who was selling Beanie Babies and a bunch of everything. Like,
no spray, no light.
He was right there on the other side of the door. He had to listen to my buddy
Nothing
Alex.
smells worse than cool water, cologne, and diarrhea.
That's real bad. Anyway,
get another email?
Sure. Wasting postage.
You really hold on. I got to go back. You really bummed me out, dude.
What did you think he said besides number 2? What did you think?
No. Tom bummed me out because he's right. Strip clubs will be dead soon, and I can't.
But the high end
them.
ones won't.
No, because
they'll be more of like a destination.
Listen, guys will always be horny, and so they'll pay for girls to dance on them, and then there are girls that want easy money, and if they don't mind doing that, and you can make a lot. Like they're like in the real high class strip clubs that like celebrities back in like the Scores days.
Dude, go to Atlanta.
Or Atlanta, like you can make $3,000 a night.
Yeah,
it's amazing
easy,
the things that I'm okay with doing that other people can't do. This is what makes us all beautiful, and that humans are all wonderful. Like I can't get on a plane; it freaks me out crazy. But people have the same anxiety. Like plenty of people. Frashino says he can't even pee in the strip club.
That's ridiculous.
But there are plenty of people that have like you just it's just not your thing. It gives you anxiety, or it's not you wouldn't be caught dead in there. You wouldn't.
Well, the whole thing is
someone's puked in the bathroom at a strip club.
I've done that.
While rolling on ecstasy, they said you gotta finish the sentence.
It's the whole thing is awkward. So if you don't like awkward situations, you're never gonna.
You nailed it. That's why I'm okay there. I like awkward. It makes me laugh, so I walk in.
But you don't like awkward.
No, I don't. But I'm super horny.
There it is. We figured it out.
The horny outweighs the awkward.
We figured it out.
Figured it out.
I'm horny and awkward. That's our new morning show.
I'm just joking. I just wanted to make you laugh.
That's what you say in the strip club. That's your move.
Whenever he has to defend something at the very end, you know it's the truth.
Messing around.
I'm just buzzing around with the truth. You know,
ask Crystal.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
You remember when Indy was in here and he had to defend himself after she was, getting ready to leave?
Crystal's been to the strip club with me, and it's awkward. It is awkward there, but that's usually why I get like so drunk, because that's the only way for me to combat the awkwardness.
But once he gets to like perfect drunk, he starts. I mean, he knows where he's going, what to do. He'll round up the girls. They'll be like, this girl's going in to give Daniel the. No, for bachelor parties, you're the.
Well, that was when I was putting together bachelor parties for people. I did
But he does it all. He'll be like, "This is Daniel. It is his birthday. These are the 3 girls. That is the room," and he's got it all lined up.
Well, that was after I did Turkey Legs bachelor party. I had some practice with. I think who else did theirs? Someone else did theirs there too. In Daytona, it was you, Turkey Leg, and another one of my friends. I can't remember who, but anyway, I did 3 in a row. So I think yours are the
3
third.
Classy individuals.
I rented from Adventure Boat Club a pontoon boat. Yeah. We go to Adventure Island.
We run out of gas.
14 dudes stood it on the disappearing island, and then we drank beers, and then we went to Hooters, then went to Lollipops. That was this Tom Van Standard bachelor party.
Yeah,
and,
started Hooters and at Lollipops.
And then we got hotels at Roop's cousin's Daytona Beach Hotel that he owns.
Yeah, and then I ripped a no parking sign off the wall.
Anyway,
ran around naked.
It's not a good bachelor party. Now that I look back at it,
it was embarrassing.
At the time, it seemed
it's all we could afford.
Awesome.
It's like when you buy your wife a really meager present, and you're like, "This is great," and then but you look back in it later and you realize that it's just horrible.
Yeah.
I've done that so many times.
They're renting a limo, all that. Do people do that for prom and stuff anymore?
The limo? I don't know.
Does that happen? Like,
well, proms really aren't happening.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, besides pandemic, are they renting limos? Do young people still like that?
I still do. Yeah.
I would like limo service. In fact, I want that. Yeah, that's a goal of mine.
But that's nostalgic. I'm saying if you never grew up with it, like that was the height of opulence when we were in the 90s.
Oh, that was little kid rich, yeah.
Is you get a limousine, but I don't think that's the case now. For like, do 14-year-old kids think limousines are fancy or don't even know what
they don't.
Even associate celebrities getting out of limousines?
Nah, they'll just rent a cool car.
Yeah, it would be just cool car.
Yeah, okay.
We got to take a break.
We got to get out of here.
Yeah,
we got to get out of here. All right. Well, TomandDan.com for all things Tom and Dan. Like and subscribe on the YouTube. Search for Tom and Dan Live and on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live.
Bye-bye.